New this morning on your Fast Track to 7, an Underwood, Minnesota woman is now injured after her car went into a ditch early this morning.
The Otter Tail County Sheriff's Office says they got a call from a woman around 2:15 this morning who reported her vehicle was upside down in the water in the 2100 block of German Lake Road. That's south of Underwood. Authorities say when they got there, they found the vehicle on its passenger side in the ditch, and the driver identified as 43-year-old Nicole Beauchamp inside.
Deputies were able to free her from the vehicle. She was then transported to Lake Region Hospital with non-life-threatening injuries. Police say they do believe alcohol was a factor in the crash and charges are possible. A Havana, North Dakota man accused of kidnapping and assaulting a woman in Sargent County is expected in court today. Ryan Berg is charged with kidnapping, felonious restraint, terrorizing, reckless endangerment, and assault.
According to court documents, a woman says she was kidnapped at gunpoint by Berg last October, saying he forced her into his vehicle and pointed a loaded gun at her several times. Court records also state the woman was held against her will and threatened for several hours before Berg eventually let her go.
Berg is set to appear in Sargent County Court at 10 this morning.
Some alarming new stats in the Fargo Police Department's new annual report released on Monday night.
Police say while crime in general is actually dropping overall, one big number is standing out, causing major concerns. Valley News Team's Gabriel Osler explains this morning.
The data in the Fargo Police Department's 2023 report gives reasons for citizens to be optimistic.
Crimes where people are actually victims is all down. A good message there for the community.
But there is one threat that looms larger and larger every day: fentanyl.
The sheer volume is just astronomical from what we've seen before, and everyone should be concerned about that.
Part of the report stated that in 2023, the department seized over 85,000 M30 fentanyl pills. That's an increase of 126% from the year before, and it doesn't even scratch the surface of the problem.
But think about if we seized 86,000, there's probably 3 or 4 times that amount, if not more, that is flowing through our area, and that's just our area.
Chief David Zabolski acknowledged that there's really nothing his department can do to stop the influx of the drug. However, they can and have done more to stop violent crime in the city. Practically every statistic, including rapes, shootings, and murders, saw a decline. Now, Zabolski wants the force to focus on streamlining operations.
Right now, we spend a lot of time looking through video to find people. There's technology that would allow us to find one person that we're looking for and let the computer do the rest.
Still on everyone's minds is the death of Officer Jake Wallin that fateful day back in July. Zabolski gave his department credit for soldiering on after the tragedy.
Really, aside from that initial period thereafter, people were back out doing what they needed to do to keep our community safe and keep each other safe.
And says officer wellness is one of his top priorities in 2024.
It's a process to work through a tragedy like this at a lot of different levels.
In Fargo, Gabriel Osler, Valley News Live.
The department says 2024 will be the year to honor fallen officer Jake Wallin.
The biggest event will be this May. That's when his name will be revealed on the National Law Enforcement Memorial Wall in Washington, D.C. We're learning more about the young boy who died on Monday as Moorhead Police and the Minnesota BCA continue to investigate.
His mother, Alondra Archigo, tells Valley News Live he was, quote, a beautiful, loving, and caring baby. His name is Easton. He was so smart and loved being a big brother, she says. He brought a smile to everyone's face. No one in the family will ever recover from losing him. Easton died on Monday after officers were called to the 1500 block of Bellesley Boulevard around 1 a.m. It was for a call initially about a 3-year-old boy who wasn't breathing.
The child's body was taken to the Ramsey County Medical Examiner's office for an autopsy. Police have called the death suspicious. His mother tells Valley News Live, "We don't know what happened. It's an open investigation."
The owner of Shea West Garden Center in West Fargo says she is now considering moving her entire business because she says she hasn't gotten enough support from the city.
I'm feeling extremely let down. The city has tried and failed multiple times alongside of us, but the city is really strapped to certain parameters, and the commission is the ones that allow those parameters to be flexed or reined in, and the commission, for whatever reason, has reined away, and they're washing out an entirely viable business, and I feel very threatened by them.
You can read and even watch more on the background of this story. We've been covering it for years. You can find all of the material on your VNL News app.
You can download and use the app for free. Just search VNL News in the App Store today. Turning our attention now to the weather, we've got some big days coming up. First alert weather days in our future. For more on that, let's send things over to meteorologist Lisa Green. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. Yes, we will be watching out for wintry weather yet again. In fact, some accumulating snow and heavy snow in our forecast coming up for the weekend and tomorrow too for Thursday, our first alert weather day with our next system sweeping through will bring about some accumulating snow. We even saw some this morning. We're still seeing those impacts from the colder air that rushed in yesterday. It's been touching off these isolated snow showers. Still lingering this morning. One just went through the FM area. You can see now we are clear as we're looking off to the east, but if I were to turn our camera west, we'd be seeing the clouds associated with those bouts of snow continuing through parts of Cass County. And you can see just on the edges of the roads here along I-29 and University, some of that snow that accumulated. So it might be a little slick in spots. Looking out to the west, well out to the west, you see our next event coming our way. That is the snow chance that'll be taking over as we head into Thursday. We'll see clouds move in first later on. Right now, mostly quiet. There are a few of those clouds moving through and those little snow showers I just mentioned. And in Fargo, you can see one radar return up by Riley's Acres, the area. And then that is dropping to the south and west. It's an unusual direction to come from, but seeing some of that snow move in that direction. So you might see some flurries around Horace and the Davenport area here shortly. So current conditions, it's cold out there. Regardless of whether you're getting snow or not, we're looking at wind chills that are in the double digits below zero in some instances. Thief River Falls at 10 below. Our current temperature there is 6 degrees. Fargo's at 14. It feels like 1. Grand Forks, we're at 4 below for wind chill, and the temperature itself is at 10 degrees right now. So cold wait out at the bus stop. The kids will probably want the warmer coat, and even this afternoon too, because we don't warm up a lot. We stay below freezing. Some of us are stuck in the teens this afternoon as well with that northerly breeze, not as strong as yesterday, but still a northerly breeze coming in for today. And then of course our first alert weather days. We'll see our storm system move in tomorrow, bringing a chance for snow, especially in the south. And then again, that weekend system coming up Saturday through Sunday. And even now it looks like it's going to hang around well into Monday too. Potential for some heavy snow and some wind with that event. And we'll of course be keeping you updated on this throughout the day today on our newscast and on the VNL weather app. We're doing video updates on the latest conditions and how things are looking throughout the day and as we head toward the event.
Yeah, nothing like spring snow to welcome in the change of seasons, huh?
I know, and some of us may see our heaviest snow of the season coming up here on Sunday. And then, of course, Thursday will also be impactful, too.
Lots to look forward to. Thank you, Lisa.
Local first responders with Sanford Ambulance say they are raising concerns about staffing shortages.
They presented their worries in an annual report to the Fargo City Commission on Monday night. Valley News Team Zachary Wyan spoke with them about those concerns and what can be done to address them.
It's the job of EMS to help people that are going through a crisis. However, for the past few years, EMS has been going through a crisis of their own.
Well, during the pandemic, fewer people are interested in entering the workforce in this type of work. I think that's the core of it.
Tim Meyer is the Senior Director of Emergency Operations at Sanford Ambulance and says the department has been dealing with staffing shortages. Sanford Ambulance has about 175 positions, but is currently 20 people short. With employees having to work overtime to cover the gaps, it affects how they deploy ambulances.
We have dedicated employees and they've stepped up to the plate. Every call gets handled for sure. It's just we would like to deploy our ambulances in a different pattern or with a different deployment plan, and the staffing struggles will impact that.
Sanford Ambulance has taken several steps to address the shortages. One is by increasing salaries for employees, which Meyer says has been successful. Another is starting a paramedic academy within their existing training program, something they started last year.
Within that same paramedic school, some folks are in the academy, meaning not only do they get a free ride with tuition and books, but we'll pay them a salary for their hours worked. So it's essentially a job to go to school.
Meyer says the program will graduate 9 this year. In total, Sanford Ambulance will add 16 paramedics this summer. The hope is the added opportunity of the Paramedic Academy will attract more looking to make a difference. Reporting in Fargo, Zachary Wyand, Valley News Live.
Myers adds, despite lower staff, response times have not been significantly impacted. Traffic alert for you this morning of a lane closure on Broadway in North Fargo expected to take place today. The southbound lane of Broadway will be closed between 32nd Avenue North and 31st Avenue North.
Traffic will instead be detoured to 31st Avenue North through 7th Street North. The closure will allow for water infrastructure repairs to be completed. The road is expected to fully reopen by the end of the day today. And happening today, the West Fargo Police Department's Coffee with the Cop is at 10 a.m. at the Rusted Rec Center in West Fargo. And the event will have guest speaker Captain Brian Newind from North Dakota Highway Patrol.
Coffee with the Cop program is designed to increase understanding between residents and police. At these events, residents learn more about law enforcement and can interact with officers. We want to remind you of our VNL Cares campaign, as our first ever VNL Cares Impact Day is 1 week from today. It's a new way Valley News Live is partnering with local organizations to help them in their missions.
And later today, we'll be meeting 80-year-old Gary Page, who tells us just how much his trip meant to him. And more heroes just like Gary are waiting to go on their trip of a lifetime. Join us in our effort on our Impact Day. It's happening next Wednesday, March 27th.
Or you can also scan the QR code that's up on your screen right now and donate to help area veterans get to Washington, D.C.
Well, the Today Show and CBS Mornings are just about to start, but up next, the Valley Today rolls on with Alex Larson. A lot to go over as we round out such a busy weather week. Meteorologist Lisa Green also joining us on the Fargo CW. In the meantime, take care, everybody. We'll see you next time.
See ya.